I'm gonna give you a cute little intro.
Yay, okay.
Okay. So everybody, this is Lisa. Lisa and I know each other from back when I first moved here. She's the calmest, most confident queen who loves to thrift, has incredible style, and makes you feel like you too can turn trash into treasure with just a little bit of imagination and a few bucks in your pocket. Lisa, welcome to Palette Talk.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. That was so beautiful.
Aww.
And you saying calm, that's hilarious to me. I don't feel like I'm calm at all.
Yeah, but I feel like you meditate and go to yoga.
Yeah, I do kind of stuff like that. I try to be more mindful.
You radiate like, I feel like there's just a difference between an extrovert confident and like an introvert confident. And I feel like an introvert confident is like more of a calm vibe.
Oh, thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
so beautiful.
Okay, so my first question is always, what are you painting today and what inspired you to paint?
So what inspired me to paint is to get on your podcast. I honestly haven't painted in a while because I've just been focusing on my thrift business and everything. But this painting is just like, kind of like my art. I just love to paint flowers. I've been obsessed with flowers since I was little. It was like my grandma's favorite thing. And we would always go to the garden and like stare at flowers, and flowers just make me really happy. And then the different lines and patterns, I like to say, I don't really think about what exactly I'm like drawing or painting. It's just like how I feel. And it's just like a part of me that I'm like putting onto the canvas. But this is just kind of chaotic. I want to call it sensitive because that word's been in my head a lot lately. I don't know. I feel like in my life I've been called sensitive a lot, and it can be so negative, but it's actually a positive thing. And I'm trying to like rewire my brain and like let that anger go in a way too. So I'm going to call this one sensitive.
I love that. Wow, that was a great inspiration. We both have the same reference flower, and we're gonna see the difference in our interpretations.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That flower, which I'm excited about. I also am obsessed with flowers. Do you grow flowers at all?
No, but we'll get flowers from like Lowe's and they'll die after a week. Yeah, because the sun is just insane here.
Oh yeah, it is.
And like the balcony is just, and then Austin's office is up there and he doesn't do a good job of watching them. But I would, if I had my own house, my own yard, I would love to start growing flowers. Yeah.
I think it's so cool that like colors like that can just exist in nature without without having to try that hard. We try so hard to recreate them and it's like they just exist.
Yeah. And their beauty is just like, I don't know, we can go really profound about it. But I've like really thought about like flowers and like how they're so beautiful. And then I love dead flowers too, like dried up flowers as well. I don't know if a lot of people like that, but I love to like have them around the house and like dried like flower petals and stuff, because I just think like flowers are just so beautiful, dead or alive. I don't know if that's weird, but
I don't think that's weird. I think that's pretty common. People would like put them upside down and dry them out. Yeah.
And then like, I don't know. I feel like flowers are like one of the things that like genuinely like makes me smile without even having to think about it. Which I really love.
I always say like if I'm not feeling good, either go outside and look at flowers or Costco.
Yep.
Or go to Costco.
The samples
will make you feel better.
Yeah.
Have you always been artsy, or has it been like something that you've developed in your adult years?
I've always been artsy. Even when I was little, I was like painting and drawing. Like, I wouldn't say I was like really good, but I was like drawing like fairies and just painting in my room. And my dad like told me I was obsessed with Play-Doh and stuff like that. So I was definitely like one of those kids that were like just snuffing Play-Doh and, you know, just drawing in the background or something. I don't know.
Have you always been into like style, or has that been like a new thing for you?
I've always been into style. I feel like it's so crazy. Like my mom taught me the importance taught me the importance of like fashion and like how important it is to like dress nice and look nice. And my mom kind of instilled in me like how important that is. So, and that's like probably one of the top things that we still to this day like connect on. And that we honestly, like we just, every single time I go back home to visit my mom, we're like shopping or doing something. But she really taught me that like dressing the way you want and like caring about how you look is very important in this world, and like being judged and everything. And it's just one of the things that you can control as well. So that I really love that part.
Did it ever like shift internal in terms of worrying about what you looked like to other people?
Oh yeah, I think it did for a while. I think like before it did like internal work and really like gain a little bit more confidence and wasn't so sensitive about everything.
Not using that word.
Yeah, sensitive about everything. I think like once I gained that confidence, like I was able to like dress the way I wanted and like really explore like the creativity and like my style and like how can I go beyond those set boundaries and like standards that people have about like what I should look like.
Yeah.
And I dealt with that a lot in my life, and just always being judged about how I looked. So it was just, fashion to me has always just been like a form of art.
I feel like I didn't really realize that until recently. Like
What
I always
exactly?
thought like style and dressing well was just like what came with money.
Yeah.
I never thought of it as like a creative outlet
Yeah.
until I discovered like thrifting and being like, whoa, it's actually...
Yeah, you can have a lot more fun. Don't
Yeah.
have to spend that much money to do it. Honestly, I think my style has gotten better because of thrifting, because I'm able to experiment with so many different items and so many different styles. Because I mean, I didn't grow up with a lot of money, and I feel like a lot of people don't have the money to like spend a lot of money on their clothes, and it's really hard for people to experiment with things that make them feel good. And yeah, I don't know. I just think like thrifting for me has really like opened that up.
Do you have any like memories as a kid of somebody you like looked up to that had really cool style?
Probably my mom. Yeah, my mom always had like cool style.
Do you ever steal stuff from her closet?
Well, she gives me like we were like literally the same size when she was 32, because I'm 32 now, but she is like up to my nose. So she's really short, so that's the only thing I have to watch out for. But yeah, I have a ton of her clothes.
Oh, that's so fun.
And her feet are smaller than mine, which is
no
really sad.
way.
But yeah.
Wow. I feel like it's always a mom.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a friend's mom or like, I don't know. Yeah, always a friend's mom.
She was always like chic, and I was like, why? Why don't you wear pink and sparkle, you know? Like,
yeah.
as a little girl, I was just like, ugh, I don't want to wear this dress. She would like dress me up so much, and I was just like, ugh, I want to wear this. Like, I don't want to wear that. Like, I was so picky too.
I wish my mom did that sometimes. My mom just let me have free reign my whole life.
But that's kind of nice too, to have that freedom.
Yeah.
Because I did not have a lot of freedom to choose like what I wanted all the time.
Yeah.
She kind of chose that for me. And then when I got older, obviously, I kind of started implementing what I learned about how important fashion is and dressing myself and like experimenting. But there were times that like I got to dress myself, like wearing a princess dress, like to McDonald's, you know?
Oh,
which was fun. Yeah.
I love old photos like that. It's so cute. My sister, when she was little, was obsessed with like the slip part of dresses. Do you remember those?
The what?
Like the slip that would go underneath that, like...
Yes,
that
yeah.
had, like the structure underneath. And
Yeah.
she would only wear those. And my mom was just like, whatever, it's fine.
Your mom sounds cool.
She has never put pressure. I don't want to like compare your mom to pressure, but
Yeah.
she never controlled anything about the way I looked. And sometimes when I look back, I'm like, you could have done a little.
Yeah. My mom, I'm like, she could have done less. Your mom could have done more.
My mom could have done
Yeah.
more. Okay, so you have gone from working in the field to having your own YouTube channel.
Yeah.
When did you transition out of having a full-time job? Like, how long has it been?
So I left the corporate world around my birthday in February of this year.
So it's super recent.
Yeah, it's super recent. Sorry, I'm like leaning down.
Oh, you're fine.
It's super recent, but I've been working on the side with like being a content creator and owning my own business, Thrift Girly, and trying to build that up while I was working. And that was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I was so exhausted, but I was so unhappy at my job. And I was in the corporate environment for like 10 years. And I just realized like, this is just not what makes me happy anymore. And I just cannot do it for like my mental health. Yeah, so I started with like social media. I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, and where I like style thrifted outfits. And then my business, I sell thrift style bundles. So Thrift Girly is a business where people can pay a stylist to go thrift for them a specific style. So you can send in your Pinterest board, your sizes, your interests, and then we go thrifting for you. And I've been doing it, and it's just been so much fun to thrift for other people and like to help them with their style. And I've been like realizing a lot that thrifting, anyone can do it, but I feel like it's the styling component too that comes with it that's really important, because a lot of people don't feel confident or comfortable enough to try out new things unless we get that for you. And then we also like provide like styling tips as well, like with the items, so like you don't feel like lost with what you get.
I mean, it's hard to like find something at the thrift store and be like, this is gonna look good.
Yeah.
Because like Goodwill is like dreary, it's gray.
Yeah, it's tough. And like I feel like too, like if you don't go thrifting a lot, like it can be very overwhelming. Yeah. It's time consuming, and like
people just don't like to do it either.
No, people don't want to do it. And some people do, but the good thing about thrifting too, thrift stores are never going to run out of stuff to sell, because we live in an overconsumption society. And I think that's something to really think about, is like sustainability. How can we make the environment better by like shopping secondhand fashion as well? And it makes me feel better, like not shopping on Revolve or this fast fashion e-com stores like online. It can be costly and just, it's not the best for the environment. So it's just like a second option. And no hate to people that do shop on like modern like stores, but it's just like another option if you want to shop secondhand. Yeah.
So I want to back up for just a sec about your like painting career.
Yeah.
What was your transition like, going from creating content like centered around your artwork to centered around like thrifting and styling?
Yeah. I don't know. I think at the time, like I was having a lot of creative blocks with my painting. And I think it was because I was starting to create art for other people and not myself, and just trying to get things like sold. And I realized like with art, it's not really, it shouldn't be like a business strategy for me. But I've always like wanted to post like fashion videos too, but never had the courage to do it. I was
crazy that there's like a courage component.
Yeah, like I was just like, oh, you could never do that. You could never be a content creator, like showing fashion, like you're not good enough and stuff. And I think like last year I made a lot of changes in my life. I stopped drinking for like 8 months.
Wow.
And just started like figuring out like what I'm passionate about. And every weekend, like when I was able to, because I had to work during the week, I went thrifting, and that literally like lit me up inside. Like I just had so much fun. And instead of like going to bars, that was like my fun, you know? Cause yeah, it was just so much fun. And I just really thought about it and I was like, you know, like I'm going to really try to show people that I can sell clothes. And then I had another idea when I got a little bit comfortable, like sharing myself, like styling clothes online, is that maybe I could do this for other people and like help them. Because a lot of people were like, I could never wear this. Like, how did you think of this? Like, and I mean, I had like 200 followers, but it's probably my friends who were just like, how are you doing this? This is so creative. And I was just like, I want to keep doing more. And I think that in the day, like for marketing, a lot of things had to change. Like I had to start new profiles. I had to create new audiences. I had to figure out my brand pillars and all that marketing stuff. And I was a social media manager for like 10 years. So I knew how to kind of do all that, which was nice, but I still was like terrified. I was like, who's going to want to follow me? Who's going to want to like see me do things? But within last year, I made so many changes, did a lot of self-reflection and like getting more of my confidence, where it started to become where like, you deserve to have this. You deserve to live this life. You deserve to like create your own dream. And no one's like, you don't need anyone's validation to tell you that you can do this. Like, you know, you can do this. And I had to like change my mindset and just really stop caring about what other people think. Cause what's the point? You live one life and it really does not fucking matter at all.
It really doesn't matter at all. It's hard to change your internal monologue about that stuff too, which is so crazy because everybody uses social media. Like everybody uses social media, and I've never judged somebody. Like I've never sat there and been like, this girl should just not be on social media. Like you just scroll past it and it's fine. The algorithm doesn't.
It's crazy how much people do care though, but it doesn't bother me. The online hate, because I'm a micro influencer and I get them like the negative comments sometimes, and it doesn't really hurt my feelings. It makes me sad for those people. I'm like, why? You know, like it just makes me sad because I feel like they think it's an outlet for them to express how sad they are in their life. That they try to project that on you. And I just wish sometimes I could like talk to them face to face and be like, it's gonna be okay. Like,
like why don't we like have a drink?
I'm like sure me styling clothes and saying I'm obsessed too much shouldn't be a big deal. Like that shouldn't be a big deal. Okay. Like
it's okay.
Like that's the comment I got today. She was like, I'm going to take a shot every single time this girl says obsessed. And I'm like, fuck.
Oh, dude.
But then I have to make myself realize.
Comments. You got to be like, buy a half gallon, baby.
Well, I like commented back and I was like, well, you might be wasted.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was just like, I'm not going to stop saying it because that's just, I'm not perfect. Like I'm going to say things all the time. I'm, you know, like I'm not going to be the perfect girl that you want me to be. So I had to do a lot of self-reflection and realizing that like my job at the corporate world just was not it for me anymore.
I do have a question about your decision to leave your full-time career. What was the like biggest, or like what life things did you try and make sure you had in order before you made that decision?
I don't know. I'm pretty intuitive and
that's good.
I just think like my body just had enough. Like I was just like, I can't do this anymore. So I set a date. And then I was just like, I'm just going to work my ass off. And like, yeah, I had some finances like set aside and everything, but I'm already like running out now, you know? Like, so I think like that is always stressful, but I've dealt with so many things in my life where if I just manifest, believe, be a good person and trust my gut, it usually works out, knock on wood. So I just didn't feel like myself. And I just knew like a new dream of mine is the reason why I'm so unhappy. And like, I need to like follow my gut and like leave ASAP. So I wouldn't say I had everything really figured out. I talked about it for years, I think too. Like I talked about it to Austin for like 2 years, like, I cannot do this anymore, like, blah, blah, blah. And it was like exhausting probably to him, and he's such a good husband, so he like dealt with it. But I think like I talked about it so much, and it got to the point where like I didn't give up on Thrift Girly and content creation. I was so determined, and still to this day really consistent.
That's a big thing.
And it's really hard to be consistent.
Yeah, it is.
And it was, I think like since I was so consistent with that, I was like, this is going to work out. And still to this day, I don't really know if it's going to work out, but I'm going to do my hardest to make it work out. I don't know. My dad's always like called me tenacious. I'm never.
What's the definition of tenacious?
It's like, I think it's something like someone that doesn't give up, you know, that works, like doesn't listen to anyone else, will like do it no matter what. And I've always kind of been that way. And this is like kind of my thing right now, where I'm being stubborn and being like, I don't give a shit what society tells me. I'm going to give it my all. And like, people don't even know what's coming yet.
Yeah, I love that for you. Isn't it crazy how parents always know?
Yeah. Like, I sometimes wish like I figured it out younger. And maybe if we were like kind of guided a little bit more to like follow our dreams, instead of caring what other people want us to do, like maybe I could have done this sooner. But I think it took me a lot of like inner growth to like be where I'm at now.
Yeah.
If I never took that 8 months off of drinking and like reevaluating my life and figuring out what my priorities are, then I don't think I would have ever figured out Thrift Girly or like my passion for style and like how I want to move forward with like with my art too.
Yeah, taking a step back and like really learning your priorities is, it's good that you have the self-awareness to do that.
It was really hard. I mean, I kind of had to. I felt like my life was falling apart, you know? Like, maybe it was just me internally, but I had to make a change. I was so unhappy. And I think, you know, I was talking about this to Austin, like, a lot of people will just stay in their jobs and just deal with it. And I had family members that did that and come home and complain.
Yeah.
And I just like realized I don't want to be that way, like for my daughter or son.
I was literally about to say that. That is like what shifted in my brain when I started thinking about kids. I was like, I want my kids to see their mom like do what she loves to do.
Yeah.
Which is so crazy because I've never like thought about life like that until obviously until my ovaries have been like screaming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Job you're long than
mine are like, it's almost time, you better hurry up. Like,
literally.
I want to like teach my daughter that like you can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you're so like, even if you feel like you can't, you can.
You can.
And I kind of like want to show that. And I also want to be present. That's something I'm really working on internally, because like how I grew up, I was very disassociated with my body, with everything that was going on. And now like I'm like doing the work to be more present and like trying to like not be here when I'm in a room with all my friends and like really understanding and like listening to them. So we'll see how that goes.
I struggle with that still.
Yeah.
It is crazy how I feel like I say crazy a lot.
Well, I say obsessed a lot and vintage a lot, so
it's okay. I lost my train of thought, but it's okay.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I do have a question. One more question about leaving your full-time job, and then we'll go into little thrift specific questions. Actually, 2 questions. What has been the scariest part thus far of leaving? I feel like you kind of touched on it, but
feeling like I ruined my whole life. Like I had such a stable, good job. Like, I mean, it's just like a thought in my head comes in like, you fucked up, like real bad. But, you know, I just have to remind myself I'm still growing internally and externally. I'm happier. I'm more present.
Yeah.
I still cry, which is normal, which I have to tell myself. But like, I'm not unhappy like I was. And I think that's so important. Like, I don't want to live the rest of my life in that environment. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And there's no hate for someone that does love it. You know, some people thrive off that type of environment, but for me, I cannot. I couldn't do it anymore. And yeah.
What do you think about it was like not your vibe?
I'll give you an example. So I worked there for like 3 years, and I told my boss I wanted like more leadership, you know, opportunities, and I like want to be in leadership one day.
Yeah.
And 2 years ago, he like told me, and I don't know if it was like a good thing or a bad thing, but he was like, just so you're not going to be here forever. Like he said that to me, and then kind of like took me back and never really asked more about it, because I was trying to get a raise and all this, and like they only do like equal raises across everyone, which I thought was not cool.
Interesting.
And I like showed him like all the numbers and everything I did, and that's one of the things he said to me, and I was like, okay, that's a weird response, but whatever. The next year I have another review, and this time I'm like contemplating, like, do I leave? Do I stay? I don't really know like what to do. And we have a conversation. He's like, you're one of the people that I feel like I don't understand how you get everything done. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And then we start talking about things. I tell him about the problems I have with leadership. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, that I don't appreciate when leadership interrupts us. It does not help us be more creative or innovative. And this needs to be fixed. I was like, this needs to be talked to, like with your peers, because this is a problem. If I have a presentation I put together, I shouldn't be interrupted.
Yeah.
Just because you have another idea, you can wait until the end.
Oh, that's horrible.
Like I like just told him that, and I told him like other like
I'm trying to help you too.
Yeah, and I was just like, it does not make us feel good. And then I asked him like, and he kept telling me that like, you can't change someone if they don't want to change. And that was another thing for me, because I'm like, and I even asked him, I was like, how can they change if you don't point it out that they need to change?
Yeah.
Why can't you give them the option to change?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
Like they should have a high enough of an emotional EQ to like take feedback and try and be empathetic
and like
towards
there's like some like stuff where I would snap back at some of the leadership because they're so rude, like very rude. That's and just horrible. Like demeaning is some things that they would do. And then I asked him like, what could I do to improve to be on leadership? I was like, I know there's not room here, but I'm curious what you think. And he called me. You ready for it?
Oh God.
He said that I'm sensitive. Yeah, right? Isn't that crazy?
Oh, that's horrible.
Especially as a woman in a corporate environment. If I was a man, you would never call me sensitive. You would call me passionate.
Yeah.
Just because I don't let you step all over me. So yeah, it was just a tough time.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I think it happened for a reason though, because now I'm here and I'm a lot happier.
Yeah, which is great. My biggest struggle currently is like, I mean, I work with all men, which is okay.
That's tough.
Working with men is fine. For the most part, and men are pretty easy to understand.
Yeah, they tell you. I just think too, like what can be hard is that women have such special qualities that aren't appreciated in our society.
And aren't utilized.
No, and if you showed some of those qualities because they don't have it, they see it as a threat.
Yeah.
And then they try to tear you down. And just like that, this person called me sensitive at work. I like literally saw a TikTok the next day that literally said that is a manipulation tactic to quiet you down. Because I was attacking him and his team, you know, and he didn't like what I was saying, so he called me sensitive. And because he didn't know how to say or explain
how he's feeling.
Yeah, how he's feeling. And that's just, that shouldn't be my responsibility though.
Definitely not. I feel like, especially if you're in leadership of a corporate company, like almost all conversation should be led with like curiosity.
Yeah. I actually want to see what yours looks like.
Peep game?
Oh, that's so pretty.
It's cute.
I love it.
The thing about acrylics is they do, I want to see yours too. Oh my God. Wait, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I have some questions about specific to thrifting.
Okay.
What drew you to thrifting? Do you think it was Denver's culture around it? Or has it always been kind of like a thing for you?
That is a good question. I've never really thought of that.
Because it's definitely like a huge thing out here.
Yeah. I think I think Denver really got me into thrifting because the thrift stores are so good. But my dad, how we grew up, like, he always loved a discount. And I did too. And like, that was like our happy like, I feel like that's what he taught me.
Oh, you love going, oh, I got a half off.
Yeah, like I got for $5 or $2 or whatever. Like, it's just such a high for me in a way. It's like something I truly enjoy. So when I found thrifting and I was like finding all this cool stuff and I didn't have to spend that much money on it, like I was like, oh my God, this is sick. This is cool. Why is it no one doing this? But really, in reality, a lot of people are doing it. But
it is fun though. Like the high of it is so.
It is,
and I love that it's a thing now. Because I used to thrift like through school, and I was like embarrassed of it.
Which is crazy because I feel like when I was in high school, I probably would have been. I didn't step in a thrift store.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I wish I did it so much earlier, you know? Like, that would have been so cool.
I used to use it a lot when I would paint for frames, because frames are expensive.
Oh,
so I would go to the thrift store, and that's, like, what I would look for. And then I remember one time I found, like, a North Face. I was like, wait. What? The North Face is here? And then I, like, would look through things, and be like, oh, my God, there's, like, a lot of stuff around.
Yeah.
What piece of advice would you give someone who's trying to develop a strong personal style, but it still shines through common trends?
So someone asked me the other day, I had this like professional stylisting event. It was like only one, I don't do a lot. And it was like a weird opportunity and ended up being amazing. And this girl asked me like how I like got the confidence to like do all the styling, and I prepared for this too, and I did not have this written down, and my gut instinct was to say that doing the internal work to like gain confidence in order to like try on all this stuff without needing validation from other people.
It's a great answer.
And I think too, and she was like, well, what certain things look better on like body types and like sizes, and I was like, I see so many like rules that really like cancel out creativity with style, and I don't really like that. Like if you want to wear high-waisted pants and you have like a smaller torso, do it. If it makes you feel good. That's where style like shines, is when you have confidence in who you are and like what you are wearing. And I'm like a true believer in that, because I did not have the confidence to dress how I'm dressing now and doing these style videos like a year ago. I had to really work on myself internally, you know, and work through that. So I would say just explore who you are, and the more confident you are about who you are and you stop caring about what other people think, the more you will start exploring your style, and then you won't even worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Also, sometimes you can wear things that don't look great. It's fine.
Yeah. Like that's also like a part of figuring out your style. You need, like you can't be a perfectionist doing it all the time. Like I can't stand when people are like, some people comment on my reels and be like, that doesn't match. I'm like, yeah, I did it on purpose. Like I don't want it to match. I wanted to wear 2 belts. Do I know that's stupid? Yes.
Yeah, who cares?
Like who cares? Like it does not matter. Like society tells you have to be this way. Why?
Yeah.
That's the question I want people to ask themselves. Like, why?
Yeah.
You know, like, why do I have to do it this way?
Yeah, like, is it coming from an internal, like, monologue, or is it coming from, oh, I read this thing where you're supposed to do this?
Is that something you believe, or is that what society believes?
Yeah.
You know, like...
Yeah. Like, drawing up rules in your head is just different from, like, drawing inspiration.
Yes, for sure.
But it's hard to learn. It definitely just comes with time and experimenting.
Yeah, and a lot of my outfits, I like look back like 2 years ago, because I started like probably like 2 years ago and was like doing it on and off. They were boring as fuck. They were so boring. And I wasn't really thrifting, so they're all like modern brands. And I mean, they're cute stuff, but I wasn't accessorizing. I wasn't having fun with it. I was just doing what I thought other people would like to see. And then I realized that.
Yeah.
And now I style for clothes that like, I like this. This is sick. I want to show everyone, you know?
It's so liberating too.
It really is.
I didn't mean to live in a place that has a big thrifting culture, but I just happened to end up here. And
which is kind of crazy. I find all the stylish clothes and I'm like, but no one's wearing these out.
I know.
Like no one really dresses up around here unless you're going out.
Yeah.
Like
that's true. Like,
and I'm like,
just
where?
Day to day, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, these Y2K baddies, where are they?
I know, where are they? I see it all online. I'm like, I don't see you out. What's going on? What are people sleeping on at the thrift? I love, right now, I think I have like a pretty good collection of like vintage dresses. Okay. So like they're like amazing.
I'm like, how? And they fit me perfectly. And I'm like, crazy. What the fuck? Like, I'm like, I have to get this, you know? I always do like the same things, but I think too is like figuring out what your favorite items are. Like mine is shoes, dresses, and then like jackets, skirts.
Skirts. I've been obsessed with skirts recently.
Yeah, skirts. It's bad, but I always look at like the gowns. But one thing I saw on TikTok, and I would love to credit her, but I don't know her name. I can't remember. She got these like nightgowns, like these old vintage nightgowns, and got them tailored into like small like summer tops, and they were the cutest thing I've ever seen. So now I'm like on the lookout for like
cool gowns.
Yeah, just like cool grandma gowns, so I can like cut them up and wear them as like a top.
I'm always trying to look for old dish towels, but sometimes they're disgusting. But sometimes you can like, if you find really a cool pattern to make into a tank top.
Ooh,
but this
that's
is me
a good
again
idea.
where I'm like
I love that.
But sewing tank tops is like pretty doable.
Yeah.
But see, I always do this and then I end up with tons of like blankets and sheets, and I'm like, I have all of these to make into things and I don't have time to sew all the time.
Yeah, I have like a whole pile at home of just clothing that I got because I was like, I'm gonna sew this. And I'm like, I haven't done anything yet, so gotta figure that out.
We could have a sewing night too.
Yeah, I would love for you to teach me how to sew. I got like a beginner sewing machine.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
The only thing it doesn't do very well is jean is hard.
Jeans?
Yeah, like sewing jean is, that's how I messed up my old machine. I was doing something too thick. But yeah, if you get the basic stitches down, it's really just all in the measuring before you cut.
Yeah.
Measure twice, cut once.
Measure twice, cut once. Okay.
Yep. What gives you the most inspiration when it comes to fashion?
When it comes to fashion? Yeah, that's such a good question. I don't even know. I honestly just like, I think social media does in a way, like Pinterest, and I like go on there to like look at designers, but I'm not just looking at like modern brands. I think I'm looking at like smaller businesses, designers, and seeing how they're styling things is really cool. And I don't know, I'm always looking at like Vogue and like what's going on in the fashion world, even though I don't know how to pronounce like any of the brand, like the designers. And maybe one day I'll have to make myself learn, but right now I just like don't remember them. But I just love seeing that and like kind of like pop culture and like what's going on. And I also love looking at like the styles and fashion back in the day, in the different decades. I also like, I don't have like one specific style that I'm obsessed with. I like to experiment with a lot of them and then mix them together. Like I'll mix boho chic with Y2K, you know, and other styles, and I think that's something that's like really fun to play with. Like you don't have to just do one style. There's just so many possibilities of like trying different ones and mixing them up.
What do you think is the hardest part of creating thrift bundles for clients?
Oh, the hardest part, I want to say sizing, but I feel like that's like everyone knows that. But I would have to say, like, if someone wants particular things, I have more fun with styling a thrift style bundle if they're like, here's my Pinterest board, this is kind of the stuff I want, but I want you to kind of put your own style into it and just get me some unique stuff. That's my favorite because I'm like, I have more fun with it instead of being stressed out that, oh my God, they want a Ralph Lauren blazer.
Yeah.
And I have to find that. I think sometimes it's just tough if I don't have a lot more creativity with it. But also like my priority is just making sure that the client is happy at the end of the day with their bundle.
Well, have you ever thought of going to like estate sales or storage units?
So I've been to like one or two around in Colorado. And I went to one like randomly and found it on like Facebook Marketplace. You can actually find them on Facebook Marketplace. You're welcome.
Estate sales?
Yeah, estate sales. And it was so good. And the lady, she was still kicking alive. Like she's not that old. It was funny too. Her listing was like, I'm not dead. I'm just selling my stuff. Because most times, you know, someone passes away and that's the estate sale. And like when I got there, she's like, oh my God. She's like, you got to see this, this, and this. And she like was just like, I just know you're going to take care of it and stuff. You're so fashionable. Because I had like a cute outfit on because I was like going out after. And she like kind of said like she didn't really like resellers because they like sell all the stuff. And I am kind of a reseller. I wouldn't say like it's my number one priority, but like after hearing her say that, I was like, I promise you I'll take care of your stuff and I'm not going to sell it. And like I still have all her stuff and I'm serious till the day I die because like I want to respect her and her stuff. Like that's stuff that she loved and like I'm going to take care of it for her.
Oh, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah, and like it made me so happy. Like she was the sweetest lady. She had the coolest stuff too. She was definitely iconic. Back in the day, like her outfits, her suits, I was just like,
oh my God.
Yeah, she had this aqua blue suit with like this sequin like collar that has all the colors in the rainbows in it. And it was just like, it's sick. It's so cool. I might use it like on a shoot or something, but like I'm not gonna sell her stuff.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
It's so fun meeting people like that too.
It is. And like she had a bunch of cat stuff and I got all of her cat stuff. I was like, oh my God. Cause you know, I love cats. So she had this cat calendar that's amazing. Like just really cool stuff. And I really liked her. So I definitely want to keep going to more because they're so fun. But sometimes there can be a miss. Yeah, that one I think I went at the end. I definitely should have went there like earlier. But yeah, I've heard they're pretty competitive. Yeah. And that does suck. I've seen some like TikToks of people being like, these resellers going crazy. I just think like you should bring like respect to the place and like people's, you know, and like
they're opening up their home for you.
Yeah, and like they're like people's bubbles. Like just stay out of people's bubbles. Yeah. You know?
Okay, so I have a fun little game for us.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you like the hottest trends right now.
Okay.
And I want to hear if you love it, you think it's gonna stay around, or you think it's a quick hitter and it'll just pass by the end of the summer. Okay. Micro shorts.
I feel like they are gonna linger for the next like 2 years.
Okay.
I do feel like that.
I do too, kind of, honestly.
And I think too, like, I feel like maybe it's like our age, but like girls are starting to dress more classy. Like our age, like maybe that's just like some girls I know, like even modern brands are like making like those dresses that like cinch the waist and like the dresses go down to the floor. And I'm just like, Fashion Nova is making those dresses? Like, that's crazy to me. Like they were making like crop tops when we were like in college. Like,
I know we literally used to go out in like nothing.
yeah.
Which I still see like high schoolers and stuff. They're not wearing anything.
No.
They're wearing like a bras and micro shorts and.
Good for them though. They need to do that.
I agree. I'm like, let it all hang out.
Yeah, just go ahead. You need to learn.
Okay, Y2K belts.
I'm obsessed with Y2K belts right now. Like, my goal right now is to find a thick ass belt at the thrift. Like, thick. Like, as big as like a mini skirt, maybe. I love them, but I do feel like once Brat Summer starts going away, then that will start going away. Like the Y2K as much. Like
that
the
was
belts.
my next question was, yeah, the Y2K in general, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, well, I don't know, I love, you've been thrifting a lot of cool, like funky pattern, like tank tops, Y2K tank tops, I feel like.
Yeah, and those are like one of my favorite items to thrift because you can hardly find them. It's so hard.
It's so crazy. I feel like the thrift store half the time is like, okay, what's next? We've done all the 90s. All the 90s things are gone. Let's go to Y2K now.
I know. And like I do stress about that sometimes. I have to stop myself. I'm like, oh my God, they're gonna run out of the style. Like, but it's just never gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
I mean, fashion is like, there's so many human beings that have so
there's
many
just
things.
like islands of just trash and clothes. Like it's just overflowing.
Such a high turnover of people here as well.
Yeah.
Transient city. So there's no shortage of clothing.
No.
Okay, the boho aesthetic.
I feel like boho aesthetic will be here for like ever. But there's different types of boho aesthetic. I feel like, so boho chic is my favorite. Do I really know what that means?
Yeah,
no.
Please explain.
I would say like boho chic is a mix of like modern and like boho looks, like lace, brown boots, the layering, the belts, but it looks modern as well and put together. And then I feel like there's like boho country, you know what I mean? There's just like so many different ones. So I feel like it's always gonna be around in a way, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Okay, low-rise jeans.
I personally do not look good in low rise. I just don't have like the body for it. Like, but if you can rock it, I think it's good. But I feel like it's not that popular as much anymore.
I feel like it was a quick
Yeah.
thing too. Okay, blush blindness. Do you think that's gonna stay around for a while?
I think so because I had it. I had it so bad. Like even people were calling me out on social. Like, does she know that she has blush blindness? And I'm like, do I?
I'm like, I love it though.
I think you can do it tasteful though too,
Yeah.
in a way. But I don't think I was doing that. It was really bad, like really bad. I don't know. I just like color and like,
Yeah.
like you can see with my art too, it's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, blush for me is very dangerous. So I feel like it might not always be trending, but it might always be happening, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so like the trend right now, that's all of the sequins and sparkles.
That's kind of like the Y2K thing and like the mermaid core.
So much of it.
Yeah. I like love sequin. And then I also love like cheetah print and all those like gaudy prints. So to me, no. I'm probably always going to be wearing that stuff. Like,
I was just curious because I'm currently crocheting a garment right now. And I'm going to put sequins on it. And I'm like, by the time I am done with this, it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Which makes me, but I love it. So it's like,
yeah, you have to do it.
So I'll keep it. Okay, blowouts.
I don't ever get blowouts. I mean, I do it to my hair.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like classic. Like that's just never going to go out of style. It's like the one thing you can kind of do to your hair if you want to feel elevated or enough time. Because
takes a minute.
Yeah, like I'm on like day 5 hair right now, and I'm like, I'm not washing it until Dom Dalla on Friday.
Danda.
Yeah.
Okay, jean on jean and like cowboy aesthetic.
I love
I feel like
that.
that's been around for a minute.
Yeah, I love it. I do, but I feel like it's one of those outfits, like, once you're wearing it out, you kind of regret it. I don't know.
Jean on jean is hard.
Yeah, it really is. But I could see like jean shorts and like a jean vest. Like that's pretty classic, I would say.
Okay, suede.
I love suede.
Suede is hard for me to style.
Really? I love it. I think like it depends what color and like the weight of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love suede like with jeans. Just elevates like any outfit.
I just feel like it holds on to smells.
Well, the vintage ones do kind of stink, and I'm just like, I hope no one smells me. I just really hope no one does.
Tie-dye.
I'm a no right now.
Really?
I feel like it's gonna come back and I'm be like, I'm gonna regret what I'm saying right now. But right now, I'm just not a big fan of it. I don't know why. I used to love it too.
I kind of feel like it never really goes away.
It never goes away.
The looks are always...
But it does trend sometimes.
It does
like
trend
the hippie
sometimes.
stuff comes
I feel
back.
like right now it's more like lace and patterns.
Yeah.
Boho vibe instead of tie-dye. Dad tennis shoes. Josh just bought a pair of dad tennies.
Wait, are they New Balances? I guess I'm a yes. I guess I have some then. Austin has them too.
Really?
Yeah, right now I think they're good, but we're gonna look back on this.
Yeah.
And be like, what were you thinking?
Sometimes Josh will put like jeans on with them and I'm like, Josh, you look like a real dad.
Yeah.
Like a real
Austin will try it too, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Not today.
You gotta, maybe we go a little slutty on the top.
Yeah.
Okay, bloomers.
I think they're gonna be a trend.
A quick one.
Yeah, and I'm loving it though right now. I think I have a pair like coming in the mail right now, and I can't wait to wear them. But I do think it's gonna probably go. Yeah.
I feel like
kind of looks like diapers, but it's cool right now.
yeah, fun
Diapers.
to experiment with.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to keep up with trends?
No, not really.
That's good.
I think I usually create like a wish list of items that I want. Sometimes if I have enough time when I go thrifting, or I'll just have it in my head if something's like trending. But I try not to like actively like buy them from a modern store or something. I feel like a lot of trends just like come back and you can find them at the thrift.
Yeah, you really can.
Yeah.
I also need to be better about looking at like the men's section.
Yeah, I kind of sleep on that.
Really?
Yeah, and you know, I always see like other thrifters, I will like watch their YouTube videos and they go in the girls section and the boys section. And sometimes I find like really good stuff. Like one time I found these really cool like jersey tops that were like old Fila, and they're sick, and I found 3 of them and I sold the 2 other ones, but I have 1 still. Sometimes I sleep on that too, but I need to get better about it.
Even sorting in the back, like they're probably, you know, just, this looks small. It goes.
Some of them are Delulu though. The prices, I'm just like, what is going on for this? Why is this like $35 with no discount? Like, I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
You got it for free.
I think Goodwill needs to be audited.
Yeah, I think so too. But don't close them down. Don't close them down.
Close them down. But they definitely need...
There should be a law that prices have to be low at the thrift.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. So what charity did you choose and what is it?
Clothes to Kids in Denver. I actually really resonate with this because one day I hope to build my own foundation where I'm helping kids and teaching them how to style like thrifted clothes so they can feel confident in what they wear. Because I feel like when I was a kid, that really helps me with my confidence, and I know that would help kids with their confidence, and that just means the world to me and hopefully to them one day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love, love, love. Okay, you ready to show?
Yay, yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I'm not done yet.
Wait, put it in front.
Oh.
Just step and smile.
I'm not done yet. I'm still gonna work on it more, but this is
More to
so
come.
much fun.
Will be listed, and thank you for listening.
Bye guys. Mwah.
Bye.